people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. And what a game and what a result that was. It's finished Chelsea 2, West Brom 5. I'll repeat that again. Chelsea 2, West Brom 5. I've got a great panel. I've got Daniel and Chris in the background. A couple coming on in a bit. A couple of rivals going to be coming on after a few. After a bit, we'll let the Chelsea boys have their say. Then the rivals are going to come in and have their banter. I'm going to add in the panel, but before I do that, make sure you are like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, right? There's no excuse. It's all free. Share the stream out. If you can't be bothered to do all the typing, go to Let's Talk EPL on Twitter. Go retweet my last retweet. Let's get as many people in here as possible. I'm going to add in the Chelsea boys now. So we got Daniel and we got Chris. How are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second worst team in the league.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I'm not even going to make a lot of excuses after today because, like, the red card obviously didn't help our favour, but beyond all that, we were still shit. I'm not sure if I can say that. Okay, sorry, I don't know.
Swearing is more than okay. Swearing's okay. And by the way, Shed End, if you are watching, I have sent you the link. I do apologise for sending it so late. A couple of comments and then we'll get into it. RJ's laughing his head off. Love to hear this excuse. Charlie, big up to Charlie. You're so shit. Big up now. Big up to M5 as well. A great person. Go make sure you check out his channel as well. He's saying Tuchel out. I mean, the banter has come. The winning streak, or the unbeaten run, shall we say, has come to an end. And what a messy ending it's come to. Like that was absolutely peak. But Chris,
I was gonna say,
what happened there? What happened?
What happened? The thing is, I can't explain what actually happened because, like, the things, like, our defense was really bad. Our midfielder wasn't actually existent today. Is he okay? Like, our midfield was non-existent there. I thought Kovacic tried a few things, like with a couple of shots and all that, but like Jorginho, like, obviously he's been on fire under Tuchel, but today he was literally the worst I've ever seen him play in a long time. Like, the guy was. He did nothing to Jorginho. The only thing he did is actually help them, like, give Thiago Silva the first yellow card because he passed it back so silly, and Thiago Silva literally had to grab him. But it's a very disappointing result. I can't. It's just one way to end on our winning / like 2 draws, unbeaten record, and we lose 5-2 to West Brom, who is probably getting relegated. You couldn't ask any worse than that.
It's not great. Daniel, we all spoke about midday kickoffs or early kickoffs for Chelsea not really being favoured. I mean, we all know about the manager of the month curse. Was this just something that was just certain to happen, that at some point Tuchel would come unstuck and having to adapt to playing 10 men? I mean, just all sorts of things went wrong for Chelsea today, didn't they?
Yep, yeah, exactly right. And international break as well. Usually we don't do well after international break either.
Yeah,
so,
I'm
just lost for words. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just going to take the banter, get out the day over and done with, and then move on to Wednesday, Champions League.
Yeah, I've this is my only stream today. I'm absolutely buzzing. Day off for me, pretty much. Just an early stream, but Shed End, mate. I mean, Tuchel, he's come unstuck against Big Sam. I mean, not the greatest look for his day, is it?
That was. I mean, I can't even explain what happened, but Jorginho had one of the worst games like I've seen him play. That was Bakayoko against Watford type of performance. First, he makes sure that Silva gets a red card. Then he goes ahead and picks a header, which I don't know what he was trying to do, which gives away the ball to Diane, who lays it off to Pereira. I don't understand what he was trying to do, but Kovacic, when he came out, Kovacic took matters into his hands and he tried to do something, and In a few occasions, he would have put us in a very big
Yeah.
trouble when he gave the ball away in our own half, and that was Jorginho disaster class. Zuma was doing a Maguire today, and he was bad. Like, he was really bad. His positioning, his runs, he could have headed that goal. That long ball that was taken by some just
Yeah.
Johnston. Just clear it anywhere. Don't let it bounce. So it was a bad day, a bad performance by the whole team, and wow, but it's a good time to get that first loss under Tuchel, so that we can wake up against Porto on Wednesday.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, a loss was always dead certain to happen at some point. Like, no manager's ever gone through their career without losing the game. Chris, do you think this is something that can benefit Tuchel, benefit Chelsea in a weird way? Because yeah, you've been getting these wins and these draws,
Yeah.
but do you think this is now going to be the thing that prevents any complacency and goes, no, look, for the last however many games, 7 or however many there are, we're going to go for it and we're going to achieve what we want to achieve? Is this a positive?
Is this a loss of this loss of positive? I wouldn't say quite a positive, like, because I can't see it like that. But like, end of the day, I can't expect a team to win every game or not lose, because that's the end of the day with football. Like, you gotta lose games. It's just the way we lost today was with the red card, of course, the referees being dodgy as hell. But like, and after like letting in 5 goals after that, which is the worst. I don't know. Definitely Tuchel's worst defensive performance this season, I would say, because obviously he's barely letting goals. He's the only goal he let in that before was actually off Southampton and one from Rudiger. But yeah, letting in 5 in one game is just insane. And I heard talk about defensive things. Shed, I will let you know this. I won't say a name who said it, but someone said get rid of Thiago Silva after this game.
It's very reactionary getting rid of Thiago Silva. Look, he hadn't played game. He had missed 13 games or something ridiculous like that. I mean,
10. I think it's 10.
Okay, 10 games. So he's not had any match sort of fitness. He's not got into it. Do you think it was wrong to start him, or do you think that it was right to start him, but just all sorts of gone wrong for him? Daniel, what about you? And this positive, not positive, it's a weird way of looking at it, but does this stop any complacency going forward?
It should do. It should be a slap back to reality, saying we're not unbeatable.
Yeah. And if Sam Allardyce's West Brom can chuck 5 past you, you've done something really wrong. But Shed End, what's your thoughts? In a weird way, can you see the positives out of this in terms of the complacency, sort of all of that stuff? Do you see any positives, or is it just pure negativity?
I can't pick up any positive from this game. Everything was wrong, but we move. Can't pick any positive from the game. Like, everything was just off from the start. We had a few bad passes, few bad movements. Okay, we started very well for the first 2 minutes, and from there it was downward spiral. Everything was just wrong. So we can't take any positive. But the only positive we can take, or not so positive, is to say that we are beatable and we shouldn't be complacent.
Yeah, I'd totally agree with that. Chris, do you think Tuchel can bounce back from this? I mean, it is a big defeat to a West Brom, but can you see Tuchel just going, meh, we move on to the next one, or do you think this could be that's manager bounce over and now it's that slippery slope? What are you expecting?
Well, I listened just part of his interview. Like, he didn't seem obviously, like, he didn't react too hard, like, on the game. Like, he's saying about Thiago Silva to him. He didn't see it as an error, like, really.
Yeah.
So I think he's like obviously, I think it's nice when a manager actually just like protect his players. So he's protected Tuchel. No, not my God, my words get mixed up. He's protected Timo Werner and stuff. Like, I like how he protects players, because in the modern day you do that. You don't. It's not like Jose Mourinho back in the day. You can slate players, and they're too soft now. Players are, so you got to protect them. And yeah, I think Tuchel will get the players bouncing back in the Porto game. I'm hoping anyway. But
Yeah.
if we beat Porto in the Champions League like 2-0 or something again, it looks like it's back to business again, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them. We're joined by Tom. Obviously, Tom, your team's playing a little bit later on. What the hell have you just watched? I mean, this is a Chelsea side that before this game had conceded 2 goals under the Tuchel era, and now they conceded 5 from West Brom. Like, what the hell?
What I watched was something reminiscent of the 7-2 earlier this year. Very much so. You know, it's a good team, and just something goes wrong early on, the red card.
Yeah.
But it's debatable whether it's a red card. You know, there'll be the bloody like people look into it later on. It's a contentious one at the least, though, and I think from that point on, Chelsea just sort of played into West Brom's hands. Yeah. I think they tried to push for a second goal, when in reality they really should have just settled for the 1-goal lead. Because in reality, you're a better defensive team than West Brom are attacking. Especially when you brought Christensen on for Ziyech. You could have just left Werner up there on his own. He didn't do much anyway. I know he got the assist, but it was another poor game from him in reality. You know, you could just left him up there on his own to press, to run around, and make sure you keep that 1-goal lead. Because once you conceded the first, which is an awful goal to concede, by the way.
Yeah.
Once you conceded that first, you then really had to commit because you'd taken off an attacker, so you had to try and get that creativity from elsewhere. I think it was Reece James who was really trying from right back, and Matheus Pereira, I think he was on the left, or it may have been Callum Robinson on the left. Just had a hell of a lot more space to operate in, and the 4th goal was the prime example. It was a 3-on-3, which shouldn't be happening with a 4-back, and it was just. You've got to give your credit to West Brom. They went out there with the game plan. They executed it perfectly. But there'll be a lot of the Tuchel today for that collapse, is what I'd call it, being 1-0 up. It is a collapse. It's unfortunate circumstances, but it is still a collapse. And
I'd totally agree.
I think Porto's come at the worst possible time for this.
I hear like that. Like,
go on, Chris.
Like, I hear like the Porto game is probably came out at like a bad time, but if you see like Chelsea, it's like it's gonna be an if. Like, if we react the way like we want, obviously, and being like 2-0, it's gonna look a lot better, and like maybe we might forget about this game after a few games if we start winning again, and it just be one of those blips. So like I don't really tend to overreact after one loss.
Can forget about this.
You don't think
I don't think you can forget.
It's all dependent, really, how our season ends as well. Like, if we still get top 4 and like maybe win the FA Cup, and I don't want to say win Champions League after this game because I can't.
Because the bad thing for this result for you is it's brought a hell of a lot of teams back into the top 4 contention that weren't there.
I was about to talk about this actually. So, if West Ham win today or whenever they play, they could jump above you by a point. Spurs could go level, but they've got a superior goal difference. So Spurs could get sort of above Chelsea. Liverpool, if they win today, they would be 2 points behind. So you and the same Everton could now jump above you if they win both their games in hand. So you've brought in everyone up until about 8th. Obviously, there's no way on this planet Arsenal will jump in, but you've brought everyone back into the mix, and that's not really the greatest way of doing it. A couple of comments. Lanzi is absolutely loving it.
You missed my one earlier on, mate. I think
Up the gravy, shagging Big Sam, showing up the manager of the month in his own backyard. Lanzi, well, all the people who said Jorginho over Rice. Kenny is looking smug as well. What did I say? I said West Brom will win, and I got laughed at. Can't believe it was 5-2. Yeah, 5-2 is a bit of a shocker. And West Ham licking their lips, and West Ham absolutely will be. They've got a good team, and look, they could easily jump above it. You've got 8 games to go. Daniel, Can Chelsea? I mean, obviously they're one of the favourites to get top four, but is this the thing that can derail your season now?
It could, yeah. But we've still got to play West Ham yet anyway, so
that's a big game.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
That is a huge game.
I'm just gonna say it's definitely gonna test their mentality, these players. See what Tuchel can get out of them and stuff. Like I believe Tuchel. Cause I seen like Tuchel as a manager. Like he does tend to get results a lot of times. So I don't think it's gonna be like like another Lampard. Like you just keep losing and drawing. I don't see it being that because I think we've already been through that, and like the squad we do have. I can't see us. Who have we got after the West Brom in the Premier League anyway?
Crystal Palace.
They're like mid-table, aren't they?
Yeah, Crystal Palace half 5 on B. Oh, sorry, Sky Sports.
Are they not? Are they fine relegation?
That's another banana scheme.
Nah,
Crystal Palace are getting drawn into one.
They're just floating around, right?
Yeah, mid-table.
Yeah.
Mid
so
bottom table,
maybe they're because like we always hear like teams fighting for relegation always give it like just everything they got, and like teams fighting relegation can give you a game. It has been done. But like I think I believe we can beat Crystal Palace because they're floating around the mid-table, not really. I mean, they'll give us a game, but
the mentality is what's going to be tested. Can this Chelsea team that we've seen, one loss can have major effects? But before we get Shedden's opinion on that, make sure you've liked the video. We're on 7 likes. Let's push that up to 10. And let's share my last retweet. Go retweet my last one. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Let's get the banter going. Absolutely, we want all of the banter. Shedden, is this going to derail your season, or do you have enough confidence in Tuchel to not allow that to happen?
We saw how he dealt with Callum when he came on at Southampton, I guess. Yeah, he came on and he didn't do what he wanted him to do, so he took him off. And I'll be surprised if Jorginho starts the next game. I'm sure he will be dealt with by Tuchel. He will be told what he was not doing, what he was doing. Sometimes we tend to overdo things. Against teams like West Brom, they set traps, and when you try to play from the back and they press you, so when you make one mistake, they had how many shots? They had like 7 shots, I guess, and 5 were goals. I think so. Yeah. So
the stats,
how many shots did they have?
They had 14 shots, 7 on target, compared to your 18 shots, 8 on target.
Yeah.
So you see, they took their chances. Same to when we met them earlier this season. They had few chances and they capitalized. So they set traps. They don't press you like a Sheffield or a Leeds team will do. They set traps for you. When you make one mistake, that's it. And I don't know, but I'm hoping that is just a one-off game where you just lose, and from there we just lick our wounds and go to the next one. The next one is Porto, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll totally agree with you.
Can I ask the Chelsea fans something real quick?
I was just about to say,
how much longer are they going to persist with Timo Werner before they just settle?
I think they're gonna persist with him for the whole season. Tuchel has been non-stop defending him. I think they're genuinely gonna. I think they're gonna stick with Werner. I don't see them not sticking with Werner or Tuchel anyway. But Tom, is this something that can derail Chelsea's season, or do you think just Tuchel, it's going to be classed as bad day in the office, come straight back against Palace?
Right.
He's completely shocked by that question. What we'll do is we'll do this.
Yes, bro.
If anyone wants a lovely picture of Tom, here is your chance. What a lovely, lovely picture of Thomas here.
You just made my day now, even though we lost. Sorry.
He's completely done. Whilst we look at Tom,
Just froze.
who the fuck concedes 5 to West Brom? Yeah, I mean it's peak. Now we're on me. But yeah, I was going to get Tom's thoughts on if this can deal well with your season. There's a lot of teams sort of in and around you. This is going to be a real test of Tuchel's character as well, because it's his first loss under Chelsea. Roman Abramovich is probably holding crisis meetings right now as we speak. he's like, that's one loss. If I see another 10 of them, he's done.
I think he's thinking.
Tom is back in the building. Tom is back in the building.
I need another 200 million to spend again.
Jesus Christ. As I was saying before everything decides to die on me, this I'm going to keep harking back to the 7-2, which we had against Villa this season, because it's the only result that really I can compare it to, because it's just so similar in a sense, and we were able to rebound back from it because we had a break straight afterwards where we could do a post-mortem. You won't have that break because you've got a massive Champions League game coming up, and then you've got Crystal Palace, who are going to be another tough team, who always seem to somehow grind out results against Chelsea. You know, while on paper it doesn't look like a tough run coming up for Chelsea, it's a couple of bogey teams, and you should bounce back. You've got a lot of strong mentality players in there. You know, Thiago Silva was unlucky, but he should be able to push that team back, sort them out. I thought Mason Mount today was brilliant when he came on, and I'm still confused as to how Hakim Ziyech is still getting played ahead of him.
I don't think he's getting played ahead of Mason. Tuchel said in his pre-match that he wanted to play Mason, but he played all 3 games for England. He didn't have the chance to do both training sessions, so he based it on sort of the physic. The sort of not mental, but physically fit. He went for them players. We are joined by RJ as well. The rivals are slowly starting to come in. RJ, what's your thoughts on that? Obviously, 5-2 to West Brom, which is quite remarkable, really. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, I just want to thank Chelsea for that amazing show. I've never laughed so much in my life for the last 2 months, to be fair. I mean, the performance was horrible. I mean, at the end of the day, lads, you do have to hold your heads in shame. But I mean, I was on another channel. I do have to. I was on another channel talking all about this and all that crack. But for me, I think you made a lot of bad decisions today. Leaving Mason Mount was a bad decision today. You know, Kai Havertz possibly on over probably, Ziyech was probably a bad decision. I mean, I like the one thing that really annoyed me the most was not even Chelsea, but it was like Robinson when he scored that goal. Like, he couldn't even score against Luxembourg, but apparently he can score against Chelsea. So I mean, can we just get like Big Sam as Irish manager? I'm just gonna hopefully get that done sooner or later. But no, the game itself. I mean, you were the second best team on that pitch. I mean, you just played into Big Sam. Simple as that. It was just pure domination by Big Sam, and his plan worked. Simple as. Pereira had a great game. Robinson had a great game. Timo Werner still scared to score. I mean, I do think he's going to a bad run of form, especially in his international duties as well. I mean, it's look, this is it just makes the season more interesting, and I do say thank you to Chelsea because now the Premier League is actually more alive because top 4 is now in contention. West Ham play on Monday, I believe, and they're playing Wolves. So if they beat Wolves, they go 1 point ahead of you, and it's West Brom to lose. Well, not West Brom, West Ham to lose. Because if they don't lose, if they win their next few games, they're taking 4th slot, and you're going to stay in 5th. You're going to be playing with possibly Aston Villa, and then we'll just have Liverpool in the Europa Conference. Why not? But
Chris, do you want to respond to anything RJ?
My last words. What about not starting Mason Mount and stuff?
Yeah. So just sort of like
with the Mason Mount, I'm not blaming that on Tuchel because he literally saw Mason Mount play 90 minutes every game for England and almost picking up a knock and stuff. So he's got to be a little bit careful, I would say, with like players. And if, like, say if he started Mason Mount and he got injured like early on or something, just like could happen, you never know.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to risk injuries on players when they play a lot of minutes. It's not really like there's moments maybe Tuchel could have done differently. I'm not saying like Tuchel is like blameless on this, but I won't go too hard on Tuchel like on a game where he's just lost his first game and things have gone wrong for him. What's out of his control, like the red card and stuff like that. That's out of his control. I would just maybe start like I don't know. Like, I'm not a manager, so. But obviously, I was thinking maybe Thiago Silva comes on as like for minutes, not a starter. But
I don't know what you think about Rudiger.
But
Rudiger's been on form, especially So I do. I mean, especially during that Atletico game. I mean, he was a decent player. I mean, I did say a lot of things saying he should sign for the WWE after that little elbow, but pretty much the thing is he was your one best player to put on, especially with a physical side like West Brom, especially you have Diagne, if I can say the name right, Robinson. You have all that West Brom who are pretty much like what Big Sam has, and I do think they'll stay up. I think that's a sign where this last few run of games will kind of detest whether they will do well or not. This win over Chelsea, I do think it's a huge one for them. They are 7 points off Newcastle and a few more off Brighton. So, I mean, it's a big shout for them. I mean, the only hardest team they really play is Arsenal and Liverpool, but I think they can easily get points off them if we're really talking, seriously, because it can. Just as simple as Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are Arsenal lads. We all know how well they play. To be fair, against smaller teams, they're kind of generous when it comes to that. So are United, but again, Liverpool is elsewhere.
Daniel, what do you think went wrong? What? Obviously, the red card is one of the major issues that went wrong. But do you think Tuchel's got to be blamed for the tactical approach once you got the red card? Because once the red card was sort of done, he still continued that three at the back. It didn't look a comfortable team. Like, do you think Tuchel's got any sort of blame on him?
I'd say 50-50 because he should have kept it 1-0. He should have kept it 1-0, like you said. But these Mount haters now need to just be quiet now because you can see the difference when Mount came on. We played better, but we didn't know it was 11v10. But these Mount haters need to figure it out now. Mount is the most. I don't care if I get hate for this. Mount is the most important player in that team. Yeah, I don't 100%, care.
100%. I agree. I got hate for that too. I got hate for that too.
I say rival fans respect Mason Mount more than our fans do, and that's weird.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I respect him because he is the biggest heart. He reminds me of Frank Lampard, and the only reason why I think Chelsea fans hate him is because he reminds you of Frank Lampard and what Frank Lampard did.
But think about this, right? So Mason Mount has had 3 managers? Frank, Tuchel, Gareth.
Yeah.
Every single one of their managers. After I know Tuchel didn't start him in his first game. He did. That's not because he didn't rate him. It was to get that reaction. It was to go, look, I will drop you, not a problem. Even though before that, under the Frank era, Mason Mount had been one of the best players. Even when you went through that bad run, Mason Mount was. But Shedden, Mason Mount he's starting to claim a position of I'm undroppable, is he not?
He's on mute.
You're muted, mate.
Shed, you're unmuted, mate. Hold on.
I don't think it's...
Okay, Shed, can you shed?
I mean, as I like neutral, I think that.
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, you Mason Mount. We'll get your opinion, then we'll go to Tom on Mason Mount and just how important he is to Chelsea.
I think he's the best player in this Chelsea team at the moment. Since last season, right? Yeah, since last season, he's been our best player for the last how many months? 18 or even 2 years. He was the best player at Derby County still. So he's showing his quality right now, and I think people now will understand what he brings to the team.
I think that's fair. Tom, As a sort of neutral, what's your thoughts on Mason Mount?
I think Mason Mount is undroppable for Chelsea. Like I remember last season, there was a lot of Chelsea fans that had him. I thought more into the gender against the lad. I think he's superb. He's up. I'd argue that he's your best player.
Yeah.
Mason Mount, he's that good. He's that good.
The weird thing was, right? I said this. I said that he's the best player by a country mile. And then someone gave out to me saying,
Charlie, you've got to factor in Adrian's tax as well. So in reality, we only lost like 3.
I mean, but he did have like the best player. Like, I mean, the best right winger of all. You know, well, Adrian. You know, I mean, most of them were deflections, so you can't blame him. Anyway,
Chelsea just lost 5-2 to West Brom, and we want to discuss Villa versus Liverpool.
8 goals.
He had a red card that didn't help. Red cards don't help games.
Yeah. We'll get into that one.
It was 2 yellows. So.
Yeah,
I'll ask. Do you know? We'll go to that one now. We'll start with you, Dan. This will obviously naturally get spoken about on Ref's View on Thursday, 7 p.m. Make sure you're tuned in for that.
Yeah.
But Daniel, was that red card justified? Like the sort of second tackle wasn't the best. It was ill-timed. Do you think the red card was deserved or the 2 yellows? And everyone knew. Make sure you've liked and subscribed to the channel. We've gained an extra 2 subscribers today already. Let's push that on. Let's get as many people subscribed as absolutely possible. Dylan saying lol, and Amir, you seem to be new, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel and welcome to our community. But Daniel, that red card, justified or not justified?
I'd just say there's no consistency because I don't know what minute it was. Vernon runs in the box, he crosses the ball in, and then after the West Brom player studs him in the back of the leg. Back of the foot. They don't check that, but then Silva does the same thing. It's a second yellow.
I think with the Werner one, I personally think that one isn't a foul because I think the West Brom player has nowhere else to put his foot. I don't think that the Thiago Silva one's a red card, but I don't think that the Werner one is. I think the Thiago Silva one is probably, unfortunately nowadays it is a yellow, but it shouldn't be because Thiago Silva's got nowhere else to go. He's trying to block a shot.
But the thing is, Tom, you're saying that it's not a red card. It's definitely a yellow card. It's definitely. We can all agree it is. It's just a second yellow. That's the only problem, right? And that's what people.
I'm just saying.
I feel like it's harsh though.
No, I'm just saying.
What's he supposed to do?
Sorry.
What? What's he supposed to do? He's trying to block a shot.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fly into the man. He's just trying to make sure that Mateus Pereira's shot doesn't go on target. When he passes it off, he can't suddenly stop himself in midair.
Yeah,
I think it's harsh. I think it's definitely a foul, but I think he should have had at least one more chance after that. Because I feel it's a very harsh second yellow.
That's why I said there's no consistency.
But when
do take in consideration, we do have the best referees in the world.
Well, no, the thing I'm gonna say, and Tom may agree, is for me, when you're on that booking, you do lead that risk of if you do one thing wrong, you're going to be sent off. The prime example for me was Fred. Arguably should have sort of read anyway, but he got booked and then did a rash challenge, claimed he got the ball, but they weren't hearing any of it and got a yellow card. And that's the thing, like when you get a yellow card, and I've had it myself, like when you're booked, the referee subconsciously, you don't do it on purpose, but subconsciously it's in the back of your head. I've booked that player. The next I'm going, you watch them closer. I've had this where I've had someone that I've booked, and then he's put in a tackle 10 minutes later, and I've remembered exactly who it is, so I'm looking closer at him. That's not a fault. Obviously, as a professional referee, you should be able to distinguish.
No, you've got to, because you've given them like a warning. You've made sure that they're being duly warned. But you do look at them. But I'd love to see like ex-players becoming referees, because I feel the referees in the game now, some of them, they have. It's like they've never played football before, and they don't know what to do in situations like that.
Yeah.
As a fan, I know that Thiago Silva's just trying to block a shot. He's not playing there with intent. He's just trying to block it, and he hasn't meant to hit him. It's probably a talking to. Don't do it again. Look, it's a bit late. I know when your intention. You're on a booking.
Yeah, I just think subconsciously you look at them closer, rightly or wrongly. Is that a yellow card? You could say yes. You've seen them given.
VAR
That's what I'm saying.
No, because it was a double yellow. VAR can't look at a double yellow. VAR can only look at straight. And I will again. That'll be another thing that we discuss in
because
terms
the referees only get to look at one angle in real time. Yeah. I'm sure if Michael Oliver, I think he was the ref anyway, got to look at that again, you can. I don't know. I think he's just trying to block the shot. He's not trying to get him. He can't do much more in terms of moving out the way.
Yeah.
That's what I say consistency. I've just told.
I completely agree. With me, VAR should be so. What the rules are is they don't want VAR re-officiating the game. They want the officials doing that and VAR to correct. That means that on a lot of issues, VAR can't even look at it. So what that's something that needs addressing, needs changing. We'll be again discussing that on Refs Watch on Thursday. But RJ, do you think that was can you see why that was given as a sort of double yellow red card?
Yes and no. I can understand why Chelsea fans saying it's very harsh, but at the same time, like I've seen that like at the youth stage where, say, if one of my teammates got a yellow and they did something like that, I understand what the intentions were. Obviously, the intentions were not what happened. Obviously, it is Thiago Silva. He's a very talented and he's a very smart centre back when it comes to defending, but obviously just got wrong today, sadly. But look, it can go both ways. I don't want to sit on the fence. I'm never really one to sit on the fence, but for me, I think just I've seen this before. I've seen this happen, but I think you just have to take with a bit of pinch of salt, to be fair at this rate, because like I said, the referees are not the most talented. I do go back to them. I mean, we do have to judge the referees' performances, because like I'd say if we had like Mark Clattenburg, say a good referee back before he obviously left for
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. He would have known what to do in that scenario. I just don't think referees right now in the current Premier League era know what to do anymore. They're just going off reaction. I'd say that's probably best to describe them.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the frustration.
Of course.
Don't get it twisted. I can understand the frustration, but I can also understand what the referee's sort of thinking, because at the end of the day, it was fairly rash. We're going to be wrapping up in about 10 minutes. What I'll do is I'll post a link for the StreamYard into the chat. So if you want to come and have your say, any decisions or even chuck a bit of banter, we'll be going for the next 10 minutes. So if you want to call in, the link is in the chat. Come and have your say about this.
Oh, I'm done with Genie Wild. I know it doesn't really but Genie Wild was posted another fucking playlist updates.
I know. And the difficulties I have with this playlist is there's no Three Lions and there's no Barbie Girl. So it's
mate, I can already tell you what's going to happen tonight now. He's going to have this playlist, and then there'll be like an Instagram post in a bit going,
he's going to score
this game. Then he's going to drop a disaster class, and then we'll see a tweet like tomorrow going, we go again,
It is what it is.
Have the boys down.
The thing is, he will drop.
He's actually inevitable. I hate him.
He will drop a hat trick of goals. Charlie is here. Charlie, what do you want to say about this? Obviously, Chelsea losing 5-2 to West Brom. What's your thoughts?
Chelsea just shit.
Oh my god, they're not shit. Like that's
because I'm Man City fan. 5 people less, so that's rich.
So how is losing 5-2 to Leicester worse than losing 5-2 to fucking West Brom, mate?
because Big Sam plays a certain way.
Who's that? We've been watching Premier League for very long. West Brom's been a bogey team for years.
Mm-hmm. Plus, look at the managers, Brendan Rodgers to Big Sam. Big Sam knows how to play his football, and if you don't,
fuck off! There is no way on this planet Big Sam knows how to play attacking football.
No.
I think. Yeah, but you look at the way that the West Brom were attacking. We ought to talk a little bit about West Brom and give them their sort of flowers as well. Praise them a lot. But that wasn't a Sam Allardyce attack in West Brom.
Oh God,
there is no way Sam Allardyce knows how to attack that much. So RJ, I'll go to you first.
Okay, go on.
West Brom, their attacks were clinical. They built up the correct way. They played well. Who the hell came up with that idea? Because it ain't gonna be Big Sam. I know that for a fact.
I mean, I don't even see bloody Robertson scoring goals for Ireland. Like, how the hell did he score that? I mean, I probably will be the first to say that I was going nuts when he scored that goal, to be fair. The man can't score against Luxembourg, but when he sees Chelsea, he goes, "Oh yes, thank you. I'll score against them, please." Exactly.
The only time he's ever scored, man. He's a bogey player this time.
Yeah.
Wait, he got a hat trick, didn't he? He got a hat trick.
No. He got 2 goals.
There's 2 weeks. There's 2. No,
Unbelievable. That referee needs to happen. They should have carried on until he got a hat trick.
Yeah, no, they should have, to be fair. But like, talk about Chelsea. I mean, look, I was just on the
West
show.
Brom. We're talking West Brom.
Yeah, West Brom.
Sorry.
Chelsea.
I mean, the team itself, they played exactly the way they were told to be played. I think Chelsea played straight into their hands, and they were just playing right. Let's just do it. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes, Chelsea, and that's what West Brom did, and they took it very well. You have to credit them. I mean, the goals. I mean, you can't say that like that was definitely planned. I mean, half of them were like absolute beauties, like, and look, they just have to move forward. And they're 7 points. Is that right? Off the relegation zone. I mean, that's if they can somehow do this, I can definitely tell you for a fact it will probably be one of the biggest comeback stories. Because, like I said, they were even rumored to leave at the start of the season before anyone made any predictions. Then, we're like bottom. Apparently, they were rumored, and now look, they could stay in the Premier League with Big Sam. Look, it could work. It could work, but I mean, look, just a credit as well. Sam Johnstone is, like I said, if he should be England's second or third keeper. I mean, just because there's Pope and Henderson, I just feel unlucky for him. If those two did not exist, he would be the number one in my opinion. He is unbelievable. Like I said, an ex-Man United player. He's an absolute he just knows the game for some it's just how he's transformed. Like I remember watching Man United. He was not the best keeper back then, but the transformation from then to now is sublime. Really, honestly,
he was a good goalkeeper. He just had David De Gea in front of him. Sometimes
others as well. Yeah.
But Charlie, West Brom, can they stay up, or is this just a flash in the pan? They're going down.
I think it's too little, too late now. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Is there any hope? I mean, if they get a couple more wins and the others drop their points, they could potentially get in there. Do you not see it at all?
Of course, there's hope, of course, but I think it's too late.
I think it will happen. Call me a dreamer, but I'm just saying this now. Newcastle are going to go down. They will, because the way they're playing. And Brighton are not far from the relegation zone. Do take that in consideration. They're 4 points off Newcastle, right?
I think RJ's going to get relegated.
Nah, I'm not going to get relegated.
Don't talk about my Brighton like that, or I will smack you in the mouth.
Well, I'm not trying to talk about Brighton. I'm just saying. I'm going to fight you, RJ. It could happen. I'm going to
fight you.
Come find me. Come on.
I'll fight you.
Anyway, look, what I will say is Charlie's right. Look, there is a possibility, there is a chance. It's not likely, but I mean, the Premier League is full of surprises. I mean, look at Man City; they actually became a good team for once. But it's I hope you like that, Charlie. No, but look, I just see it happening because, like I said, if it happened for Fulham had a great change in I'd say January. It happened really, where the team just pretty much started to play well for some unknown reason. Do you know what I mean? And you look at it now. I think West Brom can do. They've about how many games? 7 games left. 21 points. If they can get that, I'd say
7. Yeah, 8-7.
I mean, the toughest team they face is Arsenal and Liverpool, 2 teams who have been absolute rubbish this season. So I can see them getting 7 wins if they actually play well. That's how it is.
Also, a goal update at Ellen Mode. It's currently Leeds 1, Sheffield United 0. Sheffield United are a team that is going down.
Going down
United
It's going
down.
I'm yelling to you.
It's Leeds ASAP, please. You're a good goalkeeper. You deserve better than this.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale to West Ham is a good transfer for both sides. I think West Ham they've got Fabianski.
Can I say something about the West Brom thing?
Yeah,
I think West Brom will stay up because.
Thank you.
Their games are winnable. I think their hardest game is. I think their hardest game is Leicester. I think everyone else has got a chance.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about Leicester. Actually, yeah. I mean, Leicester really do have a tendency of like giving away points to teams like this. I mean,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I can see it happening. I don't know. I feel it like I said. I don't know whether it's Pereira who's been on point this entire season, or whether it's just the fact that Big Sam is going to be like playing the exact same football. And he's just going to wait till those teams make a mistake. Because let's be honest, Leicester can make mistakes. They have in the past, and they will probably do it. And especially, it's at the end of the season. Leicester really do bottle at the end of the season. Look at last season. I mean, if it wasn't for them bottling, United probably would not have got that top 4 spot. It's simple as that,
You finished above Chelsea, so you probably would.
They had Tammy Abraham up top last season, so I don't think you can really blame them for bottling at the end of the season.
For me, I think West Brom. I don't think they'll stay up. I think Fulham will stay up. I think Brighton will stay up. I think RJ will get relegated. And United will drop out of top 4. If he carries on chatting shit about Brighton, I'm gonna literally say United are gonna win every. I will literally put my judge on it and say that United will win the league.
It will be a lot.
RJ,
a lot better for United.
I am one tweet away.
So why not?
I'm one tweet away from destroying your season, RJ. Don't make me put my judge on things. I will literally say you're gonna smash the league and Man City are trash. Which will literally turn United into
you are speaking facts. To be fair, you are speaking facts. I mean,
that is not a factual comment, and I want to be clear that I do not share them views. I am not a salty United fan. I'm not a salty United fan, but we're coming way off topic here. Yeah. Obviously, Chelsea. The last bit that we'll talk about before we do wrap things up. Chelsea have got Porto during the week. RJ, we'll start with you. Do you think that Chelsea can sort of bounce back against Porto, get a result that they need?
Can I just ask a question before? Will, how long is N'Golo Kante out for?
After Porto.
Okay. So you're screwed. You're pretty much screwed. N'Golo Kante.
I'd rather play Billy Gilmore and Kovacic instead of Jorginho and Kovacic.
I think that's a fair comment. But RJ, back to my question, because I is the man with the power. I is the man with the power.
I had to ask that crucial question.
I have the power.
If it was for N'Golo Kante, they would not have bet Atletico. That's my honest opinion. They wouldn't have.
I think Kante is the one that's missing as well.
Now back to my question. RJ, everyone shush. RJ, can Chelsea come back against Porto?
I mean, come back. I mean, they haven't even played them yet, Niall.
Bounce back. You know what I mean? Bounce back, come back from this negative result.
I mean, they certainly hope so. But look, I think people are right.
I also hope Granada chuck 20 goals.
Porto are getting so overlooked. I don't understand why not. Because like I said. The thing about Porto is they bet Juventus. Now Juventus are not a bad squad. Like don't take anything away from them.
Quite shit this season. They're fourth.
They're behind
Inter and AC.
But Chelsea are 5th in the Premier League, so they're no better than pair. But what I will tell you, right? Look, I think people have underestimated Porto, so I personally think there could be a little shock here. I think, like I said, there's always that one team that goes a long way that no one expects. I mean, like, look at like Leipzig. I mean, who actually thought they would actually get to the semi-finals? Who thought Lyon would get to the semi-finals of the Champions League last season?
Ajax as well.
I know, yeah, but I'm talking about recent events.
Get to the final.
And
okay, so RJ unconvinced. Daniel, can Chelsea or will Chelsea bounce back from this West Brom disaster? I mean, that's the only way you can really sum it up, is a full-blown disaster.
I think he's really focused on the Champions League. I think it's possible he thinks he can win it. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see.
I mean, it is yours to lose, to be fair. You are the favourites to come out of that.
Should Tuchel be sacked after this? I'm joking, by the way. I don't actually believe he should.
Roman's won Tuchel since 2017, so I don't think he's going anytime soon.
I mean, he'll be gone in about 12 months, so don't worry. Next January, he'll be calling us again.
Move into Charlie before we do end up wrapping this up. Charlie, can Chelsea bounce back against Porto, or are they down and out now?
Yeah, they will. They'll beat Porto.
Yeah, I don't think it's any disrespect to Porto. It's just one of them things that Chelsea are just a better team, and they suit cup football. They really do. But we have come to the end of the stream. I don't intend on making this one prolonged for hours and hours and hours. Like some of the match reactions me and RJ have done on the Liverpool addiction, the football addiction at the time used to go on for about an hour and a half.
Sad music.
Don't get too emotional.
Sad music played.
I don't think that was sad music. I just think that was.
No, it was. People know
that was quite horrific. But everyone watching, make sure you've liked the video and you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on. Go check us out on Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. Join us on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _. Join our Discord server, our TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. But yeah, make sure you join in the Discord server. We want to make it bigger and better every single time, every single stream. Big up to the extra 2 subscribers that we've had today. Make sure you try and get more in. We're trying to aim for 200 by the end of the month. More than attainable with what we're doing at the moment. New content coming out every single day. I had a couple of ideas last night and something that I'll be thinking of that we can do at the end of the season. I don't want to spoil too many things, but I may have wrote down my ideal starting 11s and backups for Liverpool and United last night. So it's something to do with that. And but I'll talk to the people behind that sooner rather than later. But make sure you subscribe, because new content, tactical analysis, PowerPoints of stats, breaking down players, seeing what is what, all of that coming your way. So absolutely make sure you're subscribed to that. RJ, where can they find you, mate?
They can find me at laughing at Tom from last night because I bet him in the at the quiz last night. So yeah, one man band, baby. Come on, let's go. No, I'm only messing up. You can find me at Provide Jaguar on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and on TikTok now. So yeah, more little links for Niall to put in.
Buzzing. Daniel, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter at CSCDanielMTG. Also, you can follow me on here every week, Friday, 6 p.m. on the Chelsea Show. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel because it's brilliant. Hey. And it's given me an opportunity when I needed it.
Make sure you are subscribed. I know where you live. I'm joking. I don't actually know where you live. But Charlie, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter at MCFCHibs, tweet about City most days, and also find me uploading on Dugout Daily on YouTube. New videos coming soon.
Absolutely. Make sure you give Charlie all your support as he's growing his channel. And we'll see what new videos he's got. Have you released your first one yet?
Not yet, no.
I'm still waiting for it. Where is it? The people are waiting, Charlie. The people are waiting. They want to hear your first video. Do you know what it's going to be about yet?
No, I'm not going to lie to you, mate.
Oil money. Do we need it? There we go. That's
if you want any video ideas, send me a message. I have plenty of ideas that
Same here.
I do. But, hey, you could do a sort of get a couple of City fans, do like a weekly City show. You'd be in your element there. Just don't talk about anything before 2011 because you boys won't remember that. I'm joking before you kill me. RJ knows what I'm on about.
Yeah, don't talk about like earning stuff because you know you spent all that money from the Saudis, you know. So don't worry about that.
Yes, there is some rumours that Man City don't have the money for a striker. Somehow I feel like Pep's bullshitting me. He's bullshitting just a tiny little bit, which means that Haaland is coming to City or something like that. There is no way there is no way Manchester City don't have money. I fail to believe that. You can find me at Nile_PAFC, where I'll be posting all sorts of ridiculous stuff. But as I said, the most important thing is to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter. All the ideas do get posted on Twitter before they go on YouTube. So if you want what we're doing exclusively, make sure you join our Twitter. And soon we'll just be posting the links to call in via the Discord server. So make sure that you are in our Discord server because that is going to be one way to call in. And we're looking at doing new shows every Sunday. We're going to do a weekly banter show every 4 weeks, every month. And we're going to do the rest as weekly call-in shows where we get a couple of regulars on. We look at all the big talking points, all the big news, and you can call in and have your say as well. So we're going to be doing them on Sundays. Just make it a little bit more interactive. There is nothing more on today. I have an easy day today. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow. We'll have match reaction of the Arsenal Liverpool game at 3 p.m. And the United show, the United match reaction at 9:30 at night as they face Brighton at Old Trafford. Will there be any more shocks this season? We wait to see. A big up to everyone watching. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check out